Today we're going to be looking at Gnossienne number 1 in F minor by Mr. Erik Satie, the Parisian. He's actually a lot more famous for another piece. This one is less known. One ditty that sounds a little like this. Sound familiar? Right, really beautiful work, and that's probably his most famous composition. And you can feel free to find that in our channel and our website as well, because we covered this tutorial as well. But today we're going to be doing the Gnossienne, which is a lesser known but still just as interesting and beautiful piece. A little bit more introspective, I would say. Actually, Erik Satie is famous also for being an eccentric. He's a super weird guy. He was famous in Paris for that too. For example, he collected umbrellas. So he was a very avid collector of various umbrellas. If you have any other interesting tidbits about this guy, and there are many, feel free to put them in the comments below. So here we go. Let's get ready. I'm gonna go and play this piece now for you, so you get a sense of what it'll be like when it's all said and done. As you might have noticed, the left hand is pretty repetitive, which is an advantage, clearly. So why don't we start with the left hand? Let's set the foundation for this piece. This piece is in F minor, so you'll be using these notes quite a lot in different octaves, clearly. One thing I do want to make sure that you understand is this is our middle C. The way that the camera is set up, it might not be that clear that this is middle C, but rest assured, this is middle C. The first note is going to be this one. So we have C below middle C and the F below that. So fifth finger here. This is your bass note. And this is your first chord. So we have F, fourth finger, second finger, first finger. Practice that jump to and fro a few times, and you'll feel comfortable with that jump when you play the piece. The next thing to do is understand the rhythm. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so the first chord that you play is 2 beats long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. There's a little bit of a syncopation here, right? Yes. Okay. Once you have this figured out, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Foist the same rhythm upon the next chord, which is going to be on C, above the previous note that you played. C, fourth finger, second finger, first finger. Get that hand in place and play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In your mind's eye or in your brain, this needs to be a chord. This needs to be together. Nothing to it. And then just break it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. A nice thing about this is that it's in one octave range, so you don't have to do any jumping here. practice these jumps pretty consistently. You need that jump to be very comfortable. So make sure that you feel really comfortable with this before you include the right hand. Good. Next. Right hand. The first beat is empty. 1, 2. The right hand starts on beat 2 with your first finger. So it's fast, fast, slow, slow. I'm not going to talk about quarter notes, half notes, eighth notes. I'm just going to sort of talk in layman's terms, I suppose. I don't want to overcomplicate things. This is indeed geared towards beginners and amateurs who just want to learn how to play certain pieces they really like. So fast, fast, slow, slow. Cool. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you get to the end of that first bar, lift up your hand and use your second and third fingers. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know it sounds a little weird, but this is exactly what you're going for. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What I played, I mean, clearly it sounds a little different. When people learn this section, they do it incorrectly because they try to play this super quickly. But in their brain and in their muscle memory, it's still 2 individual notes, the way that they approach it. 1, 2. It can't be this way, or else you'll always be struggling to get it fast enough. Pa-pum, 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 pa-pum. Then you're going to get tense in your fingers and in your wrist. You don't want that. What you want is to teach your muscle memory that this is a grouping. So that's what you do first. Wail on those notes. So fourth and third finger. Super weird, right? So second, third, 4, 3, 4, 3. Second, third, second, third, second, third, second, third, second, third, second, third. So you have is this, 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 this. The reason we're doing this is so that once you feel comfortable with the bang, it's a lot easier to control how fast you do this. Okay, now stop this video and learn this. Okay, I'm assuming now that you learned it. Next. Now when you play these 2 together, lift up the third finger. Lift up the third finger. Okay. Same thing. Lift up the third finger. Good. Now here. Let's lift up the second finger. Lift up the second. Lift up the third. Lift up the third. So you can kind of, now it's starting to resemble the melody, isn't it? Lift up the thirds. Lift up the thirds. Lift up the third, third. For these 2, it's going to be the seconds that come up. Okay, 2 of them. And then third, third. Thirds go up everywhere except for the first time you play F and G. It's the opposite. It's the seconds that come up. Once you feel comfortable with this, well then, you can adjust the spacing to your heart's desire because your muscle memory learned it as a grouping. So instead of playing it together, you can break it up. And you have this sort of gradient of how closely spaced those two notes are. Okay, so let's move along then. I'm assuming you did all this. Okay, the second section here, I'm going to call it a second section because their harmony changes to 4 down here on the B flat. It's pretty straightforward. You can choose what fingers you want here, whatever's comfortable for you. I don't remember, what do I do? Yes, I do this. 3rd and 4th, these two notes. Again, learn them like this. Okay, that's how you learn it. So 4, 3, 3, 2, 4, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, and you can actually do 2 and 1. I just happen to prefer 3, 2 when I'm doing this stuff. But it's up to you because all your fingers are here and you have everything ready to go if you so desire. Okay, so when you put it together, that's sort of the idea. Don't really worry about it. I'm only playing the left hand to illustrate what you're sort of going for eventually. And then when you feel comfortable with this, lift up the 3rd, then lift up the 3rd, lift up the 3rd, lift up the 3rd, lift up the 3rd, lift up the 3rd. So for this, if you do use my fingering, which is this, 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 moving to 2nd and 3rd on F and G, you're always going to be lifting 3rds, which is convenient and pretty comfortable. Okay. Once you have this lifted, now it's just a matter of breaking up again that little the spacing just enough until you feel like, yes, this is what the music calls for. The nice thing about this piece is I feel a lot of freedom in the way they approach these little grace notes. They're very characterful and colorful, so you can experiment and see what you like. Now we covered the first section in this video. In the next video, we're going to be looking at this little lick, which is pretty straightforward. There's really not much to do here. So please, I wanted to say feel free, but I'm not going to say that a 10th time. So please do this. Please have a look at this, the next videos that show how this progresses forward. All right. I hope you guys learned something, and let me know if I went too quickly, too slowly, what you'd like me to change, or what music you'd like me to do next. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.